All right, guys, it's that point of the show where we're going to do some quick hitters, do some quick games, and give you guys quick thoughts, okay? Here we go. We'll start off with the first game. We have Astronaut taking on Lake Highland Prep. We'll start off with Orville.
Astronaut lost last week to Rockledge 20-7. Very surprising to me. I had Astronaut winning that ball game, so that was a surprise. They take their overall record to 3-3, but still they sit atop the district at 2-2. Jordan Wojciechowski found Cameron Ackerman in the end zone for a 22-yard touchdown. That's the only thing that Astronaut was able to do. Lake Highland Prep averaging 39 points a game. I think they got too much offense for the War Eagles. I'll take the Highlanders.
Steve?
War Eagles coming off of a tough non-district loss to the Rockledge Raiders. If you look at Lake Highland Prep, impressive record, 5-1, but they haven't beaten anybody with a winning record. I go back to 2 weeks ago. They beat Port Orange Atlantic by a field goal. We saw Astronaut destroy Atlantic a month ago. I like Oral mentioned Wojciechowski. He came in for Brad Canary in the second half and really looked nice at quarterback. Jay Hawkins, I think, is going to run the football, pile up yards more than he did against Rockledge. I like Astronaut to go on the road and come back with a win.
All right, guys, next game we got Bayside at Okeechobee.
District contest for Bayside. They're 0-2 in the district, while Okeechobee also 0-2. Bayside's overall record now 0-6. They can't beat their way out of a paper bag right now. After their loss Friday night to Sebastian River, Okeechobee lost to Fort Pierce Westwood 46-17. I'm going to go out on a limb here and show a little love to a Brevard County team. I think the Bayside Bears get their first win of the season.
All right. Steve, what do you think about that?
You want to know what I really think about that? Bayside, they just haven't been able to put it together for whatever reason. We know about the new coach coming in right before the start of the season. They just put it in a new defense 3 weeks ago. Okeechobee 2-4, but they've lost to some pretty good teams. Heritage, Martin County, and South Fork, all three pretty good teams. I like Okeechobee to win at home. Interesting venue with a big bull in the end zone, or we've been there before. It's a fun place to go, but I think the Bayside Bears are just struggling. They're going to have to wait till they play Melbourne at the end of the year. Somebody's going to win that game, but not the Bears this week.
Okay, guys, next game up, we got the O'Galley Commodores heading to Jensen Beach.
O'Galley turning their season around after the second week. They're now 4-2 overall, 1-1 in their district. Had a nice win last week over Cocoa Beach, 35-0. The Commodores ran all over Cocoa Beach. Devon Brooks led the Commodores in rushing with 14 carries for 165 yards. I like the Commodores this week.
O'Galley over 400 yards rushing last week. Those are monster numbers. I don't care who you play against. It's going to be a challenge. Jensen Beach, once again, a 2-4 record, not overly impressive, but their in-state opponents, are 15-3 this year. They defeated a team out of Mississippi earlier as well, about a 500 team. But I think Jensen Beach is going to win the football game. We talked at the beginning of the year, the Commodores have so many sophomores that are playing. They're still so young. And if you look at the teams they've beaten, they really haven't beaten the elite teams in the county. I think Jensen Beach is going to win the football game, but I think O'Galley is a team you do not want to play next year and the following year. Remind me a little bit of the Rockledge Raiders in that they're very young, a lot of talent, but I don't think they're quite there yet. I like Jensen Beach at home.
Melbourne at South Fork.
Melbourne 0-6, and South Fork comes in with six wins. Melbourne lost to Heritage last week, 44-0. South Fork beat Centennial 35-6. This is the battle of another long night for the Melbourne Bulldogs. I like the Bulldogs from South Fork. They get win number 7.
The Bulldogs just can't find any offense. It's just been a struggle. They've scored 3 points since late August. They just can't win. Their defense, we keep saying, is a solid defense, and I think they are, but they're on the field so much. They just are worn down at this point in the season. I think South Fork is going to win at home big.
Next up, guys, Archbishop Curley taking on Holy Trinity.
Holy Trinity won game number 5 last Friday night over Agape Christian 44-28 as Holy Trinity running back Deshaun Corbin surpassed the 1,000-yard rushing mark for the season, and he also has 15 touchdowns to keep his Tigers in the hunt for a playoff berth. Archbishop Curley 2-2 in the last 4 games, 2-5 overall. I like Holy Trinity and Nate Hooks. I think they'll get a win here.
Steve?
Yeah, Archbishop Curley out of South Florida, not one of the stronger teams in that area. Very small school that almost just glad they're playing football. You know, they're just not going to win a lot of games. For them, they've won 2 games this year, and that's pretty good. The Tigers from Holy Trinity, a pleasant surprise. Only 1 loss this year. I think they're going to do well, but I think they're already looking ahead. They've got Lake Highland Prep next week, and then their big game would be John Carroll in 2 weeks. But I think Holy Trinity, with Corbin alone running the football, will win.
Merritt Island Christian taking on Lake Mary Prep.
Big win last Monday night. Steve and I went over and watched Merritt Island Christian play over there. They had a big win, and then they turned around Friday night and lost to International Community 20-0. Lake Mary Prep lost their last 2 games of the season. Now they've gotten their first 2 games of the season, excuse me. Now they've got their house in order. They have won the last 3 games in a row. But I still think that Merritt Island Christian has a good opportunity here to get another win. I'll take the Cougars.
Steve?
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. Look at Lake Mary Prep and Merritt Island Christian. They've had 4 common opponents already this year, which is unusual. And if you look at the numbers, they're almost identical. They're so similar. Lake Mary Prep is at home, so maybe you give them a nod. But Merritt Island Christian, they have a week to prepare. They've had 3 games in 8 days prior to this, so this is like an extended vacation for them. I think the Cougars are going to go on the road and come back with a win. I think Max Power is the X factor at quarterback. He's going to do just enough to lead his team to victory on the road.
MCC at John Carroll.
Well, you know, this is a big game here. MCC dropped a district contest to Holy Trinity earlier in the year, and now Holy Trinity's ran off 5 wins in a row. MCC doing well now, but they still have that district loss in the back of their mind. Only a 3-team district: John Carroll, MCC, and Holy Trinity. So you look at that right now. John Carroll, not a district game. Holy Trinity 1-0, MCC 0-1. I think the factor here is Will Erdman playing at 100%. I talked to a couple people last week and they said Erdman played, but he was only in about 65 to 70% football condition. So if he can play and play well, you know, MCC has an opportunity to throw this district into a turmoil, and then it would come down to Holy Trinity and John Carroll. So I think the Hustlers will do it and just mess everything up.
I think it has all the makings of a great high school football game. John Carroll 4-2. They've outscored their last 3 opponents 149-14. They're scoring points. When they played Sebastian River earlier in the year, who I think is a good team, they only lost to them by 6 points. So I asked myself the question: can MCC play to within 6 points of Sebastian River? And I don't know that they can, even with a healthy Will Erdman. But the Hustlers are going to make it a good game because they played Lakeland Christian tougher than I thought they would last week. Don't let the score fool you. It was a 1-score game to the very end. MCC had a chance. But I think John Carroll, unfortunately, is going to be a little bit too strong, and I think they're going to win the football game and knock MCC out of the playoffs. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope MCC goes to South Florida and comes back with a win. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to have to go with John Carroll.